on that encrypted network that was used by criminals across Europe. Alex in the Cube.
Well, Tokes, it was described by police as something you'd only see in thrillers that now was possible in real life. The UK police describing it as the Met Police describing it as their most significant operation against organised crime, and all because they got inside this. This is Encrochat. It was an encrypted phone network relied upon by criminals around the world. And in fact, Europol, the European Police Agency, didn't hold back in saying it was a criminal technology network. So what exactly was it? Well, this is one of the sites that does remain online, claiming to provide you with access to the phones should you contact an email address. Can't imagine they'll be getting many replies now. To take you through some of the key features, these devices had dual operating systems. And here we are, look at this. On the site here, you can see the guarantees of anonymity that were offered to people. Dual operating system meant that to an ordinary person, these devices would look like an Android phone. But with us turning on the other system, the other operating system, you'd be able to, of course, tap into a network used by criminals around the world. Some of the other things here, we're talking about removing the phone's camera, removing the GPS tracker, even removing the USB port on the device to make sure that it itself was effectively untraceable. There was also guarantees that you could wipe everything on the phone very quickly, should you say be under arrest, these kind of features. So what went wrong? Well, it was French police in 2017 who started to really make inroads against this network. And then from there, they were effectively eavesdropping with the international police community on the criminals' communications. They started cutting on, it's worth saying, the network and the people behind Encrochat around early June, when they advised everybody in a push message here to not just turn off the phones, but to physically dispose of them. And the scale really was huge. We're talking, yes, guarantees of anonymity made to around 60,000 users worldwide. Dutch police alone saying 20 million messages they were sifting through. The really interesting thing here, Tokes, though, is that the police were inside the networks well before the criminals had realised, and that led to this wave of arrests, a really significant moment. And of course, the UK police very visibly conducting many of those, but it was a truly European operation. I spoke to the Deputy Executive Director of Europol, and I asked a bit more about what this now means for organised crime.
Being there for 2.5 months, being an insider in organized crime will give us a better understanding of the developments, of the routes, of the hotspots. And the role of Europol now is to make sure that in this massive amount of information in which there is all kinds of criminal activities on coke travel, but also on killings, on violence, on rip deals, that we get the right information out of there and deliver it with the judicial accordance towards those member states and those third parties, so other states outside of the European Union, that could work on it and arrest the criminals.
He went on to say to me that a lot of criminals will be looking not just to the immediate future, but the long-term future, because of the amount of information police now have to sift through. So, Tokes, it's the end of Encrochat. Your guarantee of anonymity has disappeared. But this is not the only encrypted network around. It's not the first to be busted by law enforcement, but it is perhaps the first that law enforcement were able to get inside. Effectively, they were saying, like being over the shoulders of criminals, international networks, people they've been wanting for years. This was a truly remarkable breakthrough. Yes, in the UK, but across Europe. And I can imagine that many of these people who'd used Encrochat tonight, even if they have not yet been arrested, will be very concerned about what material police now have.
Several people, no doubt, looking over their shoulder indeed tonight. Alex, thank you for that.